ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first edition of WV Lowdown here on the WV Lowdown channel. And I am your host, the SOA Outlaw, otherwise known as Cody, and I'm being joined by Bella Jessica. And how you doing, Jess?
I'm fine, thanks.
And we're here to talk about several news topics that's catching fire in the IWC, and we're here to talk about our expectations for this coming Monday Night Raw. And I'll start off with some news that was reported on WrestlingVengeance.com, which you should join, by the way. And it has to do with The Rock. And the report reads, with The Rock close to concluding his one-year program with John Cena at WrestleMania 28 is right around the corner. The word around the back is that The Rock does in fact plan to put over John Cena on April 1st in Miami, Florida. The Rock has told officials backstage that he and John Cena have very nice ideas planned for their matchup, as lately they've been talking about it and want full creative control for the matchup. The Rock finished was stating that it's big. It's going to be really big. I only want the fans and the viewers to be surprised. I want everyone to be surprised, including those in the back. I expect for John and I to steal the show and prove to the ones in the back that this is how you get it done, and this is how you make it to the effing top. Come April 1st, everyone will be left with their mouths open. I give you my word. As far as the future is concerned with The Rock in the WWE in 2013 and him announcing that he will in fact be at WrestleMania 29 as well, there's talk that The Rock is negotiating another program to work with that will be essentially completely different to the one we're seeing now. The Rock says he feels like he owes it to the business, and if it came down to it, he'd return as a full-time wrestler for a year-long program. And that's yet to be confirmed, and it's only talk as of right now. So, I'll go first. I'll give my thoughts on that. I'm honestly hoping that John Cena and The Rock, I hope they put on a great match. They've been building this for an entire year, and I hope that when it comes down to, WrestleMania, that they deliver. I really hope that these two put on the best match of the night, and I hope they, electrify the crowd, like they're expected to. As far as The Rock potentially returning full-time in 2013, I think that'd be kind of cool, I mean, The Rock hasn't been a full-time wrestler in years, and I think it'd be kind of cool if he would, go on the road with the boys full-time. But I think that there would be a lot of people that would be against that because, there's a lot of heat on The Rock right now. They think he's hogging the spotlight and, and this and that. But I think it'd be great if he did so, and it just goes to show that The Rock does care about the wrestling business and that, he appreciates, pretty much everything that the business has done for him. But Jess, I want to get your thoughts on what I just read, and how would you feel about The Rock possibly returning full time to the WWE in 2013?
All right. Well, pretty much what she said. They've been building it up for so long, him and John Cena at WrestleMania. I just hope that they live up to the expectations. The fans really cannot wait for this match. I just hope that it's a really, really good one. On terms of him returning full-time as a wrestler, I don't really believe it. I'll believe it when I see it, but I would only want him to return if he was going to help put over young stars. I don't want him to hold the spotlight and be in the main event and all that. If he was to return to, put over the young stars, and sure, he can come back. But like I said, I don't really believe it. I'll just, see if it happens. It happens. It'd be great to see The Rock again, but I don't really, I don't really believe it, to be honest, so.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those, see it to believe it type of things. But yeah. I think The Rock, I think he genuinely cares about the WWE. Otherwise, he wouldn't be doing this. And I think that's the main misconception when people are, saying all this crap about The Rock, Yeah. But, I think he genuinely cares about the WWE and the fans, and he wants to put on a good show, Yeah. But, Any final thoughts on that?
No, that's all.
Okay, we'll move on to the next topic here, and it's Chris Masters. He wants to apparently go to TNA. He tweeted the following on Thursday. He said, "Getting ready to watch some Impact. They have a lot of guys I love to work with. 2012 MTI and Masters to Impact." Regarding Chris Masters going to TNA, I don't know. I mean, yeah, he would get better treatment than he did in WWE, and he probably would get a better push than he did in WWE. But I don't know. I just never was highly sold on Chris Masters when he came back to the WWE, and I don't remember what year it was, but when Chris Masters first debuted in WWE, I'm like, this guy has a lot of potential and stuff like that. But then they dropped the ball on him, and he ended up getting released. And then he came back, and he was mainly used as a jobber. So, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, Chris Masters seems like a cool person outside the ring and stuff like that. But I don't know if he would really succeed in TNA and stuff like that. But, Jess, what's your thoughts on Chris Masters being interested in going to TNA?
Okay, first of all, I don't watch TNA, so I don't know, the kind of guys he was talking about in his tweet, guys that he'd want to work with, but he wasn't very big in the WWE, and, I don't think he'll be used much in TNA either, so I just think he'd be jobbing, so, if they get Chris Masters, good for them, but it's not gonna make me want to watch it. I mean, it's a crap show, so I don't bother.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch TNA either, I mean, if there's something that interests me about TNA, then I'm going to YouTube it. I'm not going to spend 2 hours on a Thursday night watching it on Spike TV because I don't think it's worth my time.
Yeah.
But I will say this. TNA has gotten a little bit better over the past couple of months, I mean, I'm glad that they're pushing Bobby Roode the way they are. I think his time has been a long time coming, and I'm glad he's the world champion there in TNA and stuff like that. But TNA has miles to go before they gain me back as a viewer. I know that.
I think a lot of people agree with that. I used to watch TNA before it went shit, so I know where you're coming from, but I just can't sit down for 2 hours and watch it. It's just rubbish, in my opinion.
Well, I think it's still shit too, but let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What was the one thing that turns you off from TNA?
Their boring storylines. I don't even know the names of the wrestlers. I don't know, I just can't get entertained by it. It's just, I think it's probably because a lot of people talk shit about, Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, and then everyone else just follows through, they run it, it's shit. It just continues on like that. But I've never really been a fan of Hulk Hogan, or Eric Bischoff, and I don't know. I did watch it when Karen Jarrett was in it because, she was trying to be Stephanie McMahon, but she'll never be Stephanie. But yeah, I don't know. So
what you're saying is that you can't identify with the TNA product at all.
Pretty much, and I don't like the idea of them always breaking up tag teams like the Dudley Boys, Beer Money. Just stupid.
Yeah, I felt like when they split up Brother Ray and Brother Devon, I think that was a bad move. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's obviously worked out for Brother Ray. He's gone along and had a good singles push, and stuff like that. He's featured on TV often, but look at what's happened to Devon. He's a jobber now. So
sometimes I flick on TNA. I won't watch it, but I'll flick it on. I see, Bubba Ray Dudley in the ring, and he gets thrown in a table by some bloody NFL player that I don't even know, but you don't see or hear anything about Devon, so I was like, okay, that was pointless, because I think Devon was probably the better wrestler out of the two, but that's TNA for you.
Yeah, I've always favored Devon over Brother Ray. I just didn't quite get into Ray. I just thought he was just a fat slob who was an average wrestler at best. But you mentioned the whole him getting slammed through a table by Brandon Jacobs, who was running back for the New York Giants. I thought the thing they're doing with Brandon Jacobs is actually something new. We don't see athletes, get involved physically that often in wrestling. And I think it's cool that they're doing it with Brandon Jacobs. And, yeah.
It'd be good if I follow the football, but I don't follow American football, so I don't know who these guys are. It's only good for, Americans, because they know who these people are and all that. See, me, I'm clueless.
And for those who are, that don't know Jess, she's Australian, I'm American, so, yeah.
If you can't tell by our accents.
But basically, to conclude, your thought process on TNA, you find it boring. You can't identify with any of the characters or the wrestlers in the ring. You just think that the product in general is just horrid.
It is, and I really think that Kurt Angle should fucking hurry up and return to WWE.
Well, if you can stay off of alcohol, that is.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about TNA, but I don't think WWE is going to tolerate his drunk ass. But
no, definitely not.
But to summarize, Chris Masters possibly going to TNA, I think it's it's pretty possible. TNA does have famed for ex-WWE talent, and they like to bring him in and push him to the moon. So they'll probably do the same thing with Chris Masters, but at the same time, I just don't see him going far in TNA. But we'll go on, and we'll talk about we'll change gears back to WWE, and this was also reported on Wrestling Vengeance. And Lucas actually posted this, and it says that as we approach WrestleMania 28, it's being notified by several sources within the WWE that employees such as Randy Orton, Mark Henry, Kane, The Miz, Alberto Del Rio, Wade Barrett, and Big Show are not pleased with their positions heading into WrestleMania. The word is that they feel as though they are taking a back seat and feel disrespected due to their work ethics in the last year or so. Orton and Miz are two of the ones who came off as angry and loud over the weekend meetings with officials, as they feel they were huge stars in 2011 and did so much to get so little. Big Show and Mark Henry feel the same way. Del Rio and Barrett blame their colleagues for being careless and reckless in the ring, as it has cost them time away and possibly missing the big event. Alright, as far as my thoughts on that goes, I think that Kane, Mark Henry, and Big Show need to shut the fuck up, because they're old and they're on their way out the door. I just don't see why they're bitching now. We're 4 weeks away from WrestleMania, and now they want to complain. They knew Rock was going to have that match with Cena. They knew Taker was going to have his match. So, why are they complaining about not having a big time spot at WrestleMania? Now, Randy Orton, he's always complaining about something, I swear. That's just how Orton is. Yeah, he's a top draw. He puts asses in seats, and, he's popular and stuff like that. But guys get lost in the shuffle. This is how the WWE is, and Orton should know that by now, and he should be happy with whatever they give him at WrestleMania. And honestly, I think Orton will end up getting into the World Heavyweight title match at WrestleMania, and it'll become a triple threat with Sheamus and Daniel Bryan, but that remains to be seen. Now, Del Rio and Barrett, I can identify with their frustrations. They're injured, and they didn't expect to be injured, and therefore, they're not going to be able to compete at WrestleMania, it seems. So I kind of feel bad for them. But as far as Henry and Kane and Del Rio, I mean, not Del Rio, but Big Show, they should just shut the fuck up. I mean, they were in prominent storylines and angles throughout this entire year. So yeah, but yeah, I don't understand why they're complaining now of all times. And The Miz, I find it funny that he's complaining is because Miz has gone so downhill since WrestleMania 27. And hell, Miz, do you think they're going to give you a marquee match based off of your performance at last year's WrestleMania? Your match with Cena sucked. And that was because mainly of you. I mean, there were a couple, I can point out that when John Cena was going for a shoulder block, Miz just ducked out of the way on purpose. He didn't even want to take the impact. Yeah. So, yeah. So, screw you, Miz. But Jess, what's your thoughts on this?
Okay, first of all, I want to talk about Mark Henry and the Big Show. Why the fuck are they complaining? I was told that Mark Henry was fucking injured and Vince McMahon brought him back because he wanted to, punish him or something like that. But if he's injured, why the fuck does he want to, be at WrestleMania or that? Like, he needs to fucking piss off, and so does Big Show. Okay, no one cares about them. Like, sure, Big Show was fine. He was in the fucking WWF, but he's been in it for what? 14, 13 years now, and he's not entertaining. He's fucking boring. Okay, at the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match and the pay-per-view last month, people were booing him, okay, and shouting boring because people don't give a fuck about the Big Show. So Mark Henry and Big Show, fuck off, please. Del Rio and Wade Barrett, well, I understand what they're saying because, it's not their fault that they got injured. That's just, their opponents, I guess, their wrongdoing, and they're paying the price. So it's not really their fault for that, but Miz can shut the fuck up as well because he was the main event of the most suckiest, shittest WrestleMania ever, WrestleMania 27. I can't believe that he would be bitching and complaining considering he put on one of the worst matches in WrestleMania fucking history. And what I see with Orton, well, on SmackDown, if I'm not mistaken, Kane came out and attacked him, so it's obviously going to set up a Kane versus Orton match at WrestleMania. So, I don't know, I don't know why Miz would be bitching considering, he's been jobbing for a long time now, and Orton needs to shut the fuck up because he fucking hogs the spotlight too much. But yeah, I don't know, him and Kane I guess will happen at WrestleMania, but yeah, I don't know.
So, I didn't watch SmackDown, by the way, so this is the first time I'm actually hearing about Orton and Kane getting into it. Yeah. So that makes me think, what the hell was the purpose of him burying the tag team division from this past Monday's Raw?
Exactly.
There was no goddamn purpose to bury those tag teams from this past Monday. And I don't give a damn what anyone says. That was a flat-out burial.
Pointless, too. It was fucking made no sense.
Exactly. If it was just to, set up, Orton and Kane, then why couldn't they just have Kane return on SmackDown? Having him show up on Raw to bury the tag teams made no sense.
The thing is, right, is 2 weeks ago, he was, AA'd off of the fucking ambulance. He comes out on Raw, walking fine. He's not limping. He just he doesn't even try and sell an injury. It doesn't make any sense. It's stupid.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to point out to people. Him coming back 2 weeks later after being attitude adjusted off of a fucking ambulance onto a pit in the stage, and then he's all of a sudden fine. Like, you know, he never got hurt or anything like that. That made no sense at all.
Nope.
But we're going to close this out by, discussing our expectations for this upcoming Raw, and, a lot of things to look forward to, especially with Chris Jericho and CM Punk. This last Monday, we had Jericho attack CM Punk, and we had that promo battle between the two, and I'm looking forward to what they got to give us this coming Monday. You know, I'm expecting CM Punk, to get some retribution on Chris Jericho, but as far as what I'm looking forward to for that, I'm just hoping that they continue to build heat for the match, that they continue to keep us invested and interested into the feud, because we know the match is going to be great at WrestleMania. CM Punk's a great wrestler, Chris Jericho's a great wrestler, and when these two come together at WrestleMania, they're going to put on a great show. As far as Rock and Cena, I hope Rock comes at Cena a lot better than what he did this past Monday. It seemed like Rock was unprepared, and Cena completely owned him. Now, I know a lot of you people, are going to disagree and stuff like that, and like, oh no, Rock didn't get owned. He did. I mean, as soon as Cena called him out on writing his promo on his fucking wrist, it was over. Cena had won. So I hope that Rock comes, prepared. I hope Rock turns it up a notch, because I think that's what the feud needs at this point. But what else can we? What else am I looking forward to on Raw?
Not much.
Oh yeah. I want to see more progress. Oh yeah, that's right. Shawn Michaels is coming back this week, and I've kind of discussed my thoughts on Shawn Michaels and his whole involvement in Taker Triple H on Wrestling Vengeance, and I feel as though that the main focus of the storyline is not Undertaker and Triple H. It's more about Triple H and Shawn Michaels and the one-upsmanship between the two. And, I mean, that's how I personally feel about it. I don't like it. I think this should just be about Triple H and the Undertaker. And I don't think Shawn Michaels should particularly be involved. But it seems like Shawn will be involved in this match. He might, antagonize Triple H or Undertaker or both guys, but it'll be interesting to see how they progress the storyline going forward with Shawn Michaels. But Jess, go ahead with your expectations of Raw.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to seeing Punk and Jericho again. Like, I might not be the biggest Punk fan, but, when him and Jericho are in the ring, it's fucking awesome. Very entertaining, so I'm hoping that Jericho will have something to say back to Punk this time, because, last week wasn't a very good week for Jericho, in the ring, that is. I'm also looking forward to seeing Eve again. I mean, her heel turn's pretty awesome. It's something new and fresh to the Divas, which is what the Divas need, because they pretty much suck right now. But Rock and Cena, I don't know, I don't even know if The Rock's scheduled to be there, or is he meant to be there, or? He's
supposed to be on every Raw leading up to WrestleMania.
Alright, so I hope that this time around The Rock doesn't write crap on his wrist and get caught out for that, but Rock and Cena confrontation, should be good, but they should have The Rock, I don't know if he should wrestle or something, but talking on the mic for 15 minutes each Raw, it gets a little boring after a while, but hopefully that they make it a little more entertaining than what it was last week. HBK returning, well, I didn't know that until you just said that. I must have forgot about it. So that means Undertaker and Triple H might possibly be on Raw as well, so I'm looking forward to how this is all going to play out. I like the fact that HBK is getting involved, because it just adds more, I don't know, excitement to it, I guess. You know, obviously he's probably just going to be a referee for their match, but if not, you know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, should be good.
Now, do you think the WWE might have, you know, a couple more tricks up their sleeve, maybe a couple of surprises from now until WrestleMania?
It's possible. Like maybe say the returning of Karma. You know, maybe she can fight Beth at WrestleMania for the Divas Championship. But other than that, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't really personally want to see Kane versus Orton, so I hope they do something else with Randy. I don't really care about Kane so much, but, you know, I think Randy deserves to be in a good match at WrestleMania. I just hope that they can find something for him.
I agree. I mean, no offense to Kane, you know, I mean, I respect Kane. You know, he's been in the business for years now, but him and Orton, I don't think it'll be a good match, to be honest. I mean, that's not a knock towards either guy, but I just think it's a total mismatch on paper.
Yeah, that's right.
But, regarding Beth and Karma, you know, I think that's a match that people want to see, but I don't know. I mean, I've heard that the WWE might not do a Divas match at WrestleMania. You know, I don't know. I mean, it just shows that how little faith they have in the Divas these days, and quite frankly, I can't blame them. I mean, look what you have. Kelly, Alicia Fox, Rosa Mendez, Oksana. I mean, do I need to say more?
The Bella Twins.
Them too. You know, so the Divas division is lacking majorly. I mean, outside of Beth Phoenix, Tamina, and Natalya, and I guess Eve, you know, the Divas division ain't great as well. So, yeah. But it'll be interesting to see what happens here on the road to WrestleMania, and we're going to conclude our show here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Leave us some comments. Like this video. Leave us, like I said, leave us your thoughts. Join WrestlingVengeance.com. Great forum discussions going on, active daily, and discuss the road to WrestleMania along with us. And follow us on Twitter at W_Vengeance_. That's going to do it for me and Jess. We're out.